Hello, hello, everyone. I am so happy to have you all join us. I am Tasha Friesen, and I want to welcome all of you. So, my goal here is to share strategies and insights that have helped me both in my business and also with personal development and all of that type of goodness. So, I'm also going to be bringing on some amazing guest speakers that I've been able to implement a lot of their strategies, and it's really helped me grow. So, today I'm going to welcome my beautiful guest, Miss Amanda.
Hi,
Hi.
thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're so welcome. So, if you do not all know this beautiful lady, which you should know, she is one of my amazing business partners. And honestly, this girl is just a natural entrepreneur. Like she's got everything going on. And I want to say like, yeah, we're all busy. We got all the things going on in life, but Amanda, you've really found ways to implement different strategies to work this around your family and to be present. And that is truly inspiring in all of the goodness. And you seriously, you've been in the esthetician world since 2011.
Yeah.
And also, you've been able to shift into the teaching world and also now the network marketing world. So, this girl's got a lot going on. So, welcome and thank you so much for joining us. So, I'm going to start right off. So, one thing that I think is really, really key when we are thinking about strategies for building those meaningful connections is the giver's gain. And I recently, actually it was last September, when I joined a BNI group that I actually didn't even realize what the giver's gain was. And when I started learning more about it, I realized that I have been implementing these in different ways, not to its fullest capacity, but honestly, I was implementing them and I really, really am passionate about the meaning behind it and what it's all about. So, for you that do not know what giver's gain is, it's the concept that it really encourages individuals to adapt a mindset of generosity and support one another. This promotes building relationships, collaborating, and fostering those really good connections, right? And this is creating a community where everybody helps each other grow and succeed. It really emphasizes the idea that giving and sharing really lead to personal and professional growth. And like I said, where I found this is in our BNI group. And we get together once a week. We come together as like minded people and we really focus in on what we need. So we give like a 30-second share and we really ask to collaborate together and we really work together for those good quality referrals. So that is something I absolutely love about it. Also, oops, sorry. Also, I really want to share about it is that we get a way deeper feeling for each other's businesses, right? So when we are giving those good quality referrals, and I know Amanda, you know a lot about this because you give out tons of referrals. You're that go-to girl where people are like, hey, do you know this person that does this, right? And there's nothing better when you actually have a good quality referral and you know you like and trust that person and you can pass that off, right? So real connections actually really equal real results in my opinion. So I'm not quite sure if you guys are utilizing these type of networking groups in your area, but there is so many different types of these groups available. So we can do this on social media, right? So there is lots of different Facebook groups, things like that, right? That we can join, we can be a part of. Now, I really want to ask Amanda at this time to kind of pop in, give her insight, because I know you're also really, really passionate about the face-to-face, the belly-to-belly type interactions, and you've been able to utilize this in multiple ways of all your different types of businesses that you've been a part of. So could you share a little bit more on why you feel it is so important to make those face-to-face, belly-to-belly type connections?
So I absolutely can. So across any of the businesses that I've ever built and within building my own aesthetics business and building in the industry and having that education portion of my business, both sides were completely all built on that face-to-face, belly-to-belly relationship. So when I first opened up my aesthetics business, in order to gain the clientele or the people that are going to come to my business, I needed to be able to invite the people that I already know and have created relationships with. And the more that they know me, the more that they trust in my work, and I have the ability to meet with them face to face, talk, and offer them any sort of services that they're happy with. This is where the referral aspect of everything comes in. So I was able to build a business and close my books within 6 months by offering different, different promotions, different things. I'm like, if you guys can just, refer me, bring more people. This is what filled up my business so fast. And when we talk about active listening in the aesthetics world, people come see us. They don't just come see us for a service. Some of them are coming because they want that aspect of that face-to-face conversation. People are craving that, especially now in a digital world. We went through that portion of time where I think everybody was at home for a few years, and yeah, it was definitely an interesting time in business, but I will tell you, people crave that face-to-face connection more than ever now. When we flipped after that and everything was done on phones and computers, we've seen the whole industry, the economy completely shift to online. We really have. But when we go back to building the basics of how I built a business, it was all face to face. So through the referral steps of that, I was able to meet so many more people. And because we have that active listening and that connection, more people referred more people to me because I sat back, I really listened, and I care about people. I feel that through learning in different levels and aspects of business, and I'm going to flip this now to in the networking and the network marketing space. When I came into it, I had no idea what I was doing. I was a successful business owner on my own, but this technology stuff was really, really new to me. It was kind of scary. I was the person that was kind of turned away from this or thought that I couldn't do it because I didn't want to work online. I didn't want to go on the Facebook. I didn't want to go live. I didn't want to even set up because it's not for me. It's a very kind of like uncomfortable and the unknowing of that space or how to do that space. I think for myself at first and for other people, it turns them away. Whether we're not comfortable with using technology or whether we're not comfortable with kind of being creating a space on there for us to be upfront and be personal with people. It's kind of, I would say, murky waters for some people. And that was me at first. And I said, I don't want to go online. I don't want to build a business on Facebook. I can't go live. But aside from that, I did overcome those obstacles. And through that, I even learned about different and easy ways to utilize technology without having to do that stuff. So if you're somebody that wants to create more connections and even face to face from using technology, we have so many amazing groups, amazing apps that are very simple and easy to use. So somebody like me that wasn't really familiar with technology was able to come into this space and utilize all those tools. So first thing I want to talk about is Facebook groups. If you're looking to meet more people in your area, to get those connections, to grow your business and share what you have to offer, pick a group in your area. I'll say I'm in the Saskatoon area. So I can join and I like aesthetics. I still educate in the industry. So I can join a Saskatchewan aesthetics group. So that has people from all around our area in the aesthetics industry. I like cooking. I could look for a Saskatoon cooking group, anything like that. We have other things that we like within our family. I have sports kids, so I have a volleyball kid, I got a football kid. So I'll join volleyball mom groups, I'll join football mom groups. And the purpose is not to go in there and spread awareness. So I'm here, this is what I do, and I have something to sell you. Absolutely not. We create meaningful connections with people by loving, commenting on posts. And through some of these groups that I've joined, I've actually gotten a lot of help in areas that are absolutely not even close to a business conversation, but I've created those relationships in that group where I have now people that I talk to on a regular basis. And there has been a genuine connection of a friend request. It's not like I'm just going in there and friending and trying to, what we call it, the verbal blah, right? And I have now meaningful connections with some volleyball moms, some football moms, some cooking things in our area. And once that friend request has been sent and you've created that relationship, what's the first thing that you go do? You go onto their page and kind of like peek out and learn a little bit more about them on the technological side, as well as having that conversation in the messenger. And with my Facebook page, I do mix it up. It's not just all business. There's some family things in there, there's some business things in there, but it really gives them a front page look at what I do. And without having even to tell them what I do for business or try and offer business to them, it just shows up for them. And then the questions start rolling in and the conversations about business. And I may even open it up to seeing what they do and ask them questions about their business. So now we've just created the online, almost like personal face to face without having the ick feeling of going into a group and literally blasting your stuff everywhere. Number two for me is different apps that help for within your area. And my favorite, is Meetup. We have this beautiful app called Meetup, and you can literally plug your information in. So, who you are, what you do, your area of expertise, your area of business, and then it gives you a different page of things that you're interested in. So, on the first page, it could be again, I'm interested in the arts, I'm interested in education, I'm actually interested in science, I like cooking, I like, I don't know, mom groups, going for walks. Maybe you want to join a Frenchie dog group. You got Frenchie dogs and you guys all take your dogs for a walk. There is so many things that it asks you what your interests are. And the cool thing is once you set up your profile, all those things that you're interested in, they're going to feed you a whole list. And in some areas, there's hundreds of places where you can go to network and meet people face to face from using the little technology app there. So technology doesn't have to be scary, but it also doesn't have to be like I have to be stuck on this technology. We can utilize it to create those face-to-face interactions and face-to-face meetings. So there's oftentimes I'm traveling, I will switch my location. And, even from us traveling in the summer when we're in BC, I switch my location in BC because it already knows what I like, what I'm interested in. And if I get any downtime or spare time and I feel like networking and meeting people and doing business, I just change my location on the app and then it will put everything forward that I'm already interested in of what's going on in that specific area. So again, that's another way to utilize the tool of technology, but creating those face-to-face and meaningful relationships. And sometimes I actually do make a friend there and we do stay connected and we do keep in touch and we do stay in contact. And this is again where when we learn about each other and we can get those face-to-face or those meaningful conversations, this is where the business and the referrals and everything grows. Because if you listen more and react less and really soak it in and use things like we talk about active listening and we talk about reflective listening. This is where you can basically, after you've listened to somebody, repeat some of the key points that they said back. And it really makes them feel like, hey, this person actually listens and, she actually cares because deep down, I actually do. I don't put it as I'm just taking notes and stuff just to gain a client or a customer. I actually do care about these people. And it is really important to create these relationships. The last thing I want to touch on when we talk about face to face, before the technological industry took over, sometimes I feel like that we forget that there was those days in businesses where we were handing out business cards, where we were putting up flyers, and even in small town area where I look or where I live, I would put up a little poster saying like I'm in the area and this is what I do. And I feel like we forget about that on foot and handing out networking. We forget that especially in our networking industry of what we do um, in sales, we forget the connection of, do you guys remember home parties? Like literally, you guys, home parties are so back and they are so awesome. People are craving that. Let's get out of the house and let's get together and let's talk about things. Let's have fun conversations and let's see what everybody has to offer. And for me, it doesn't always have to be my business specific. Sometimes I will ask somebody that's starting out with us in business if you want to have a home party. And when they make their invite list, I will also say, so out of your friends or your invites here, does anybody else have a business that maybe we could bring in and talk about and
Exactly.
share? And that's where that giver's gain comes in. It's not specifically always about you. And it really helps people feel included. And we thrive on supporting each other's business. And one of the main aspects of whether it's an info night, whether it's a home party, this is somewhere where they can create that face-to-face connection. They can feel you out. They can tell if you're genuine. They can soak in so much more information face to face. And if you have product, it's a place to touch, feel, sample, and just really kind of feel out if this is something for you rather than going in blind, right? So for anybody who doesn't think like home parties exist, you guys, they 100% do, and they are so successful. And that's like my main go-to in business is to get together, but also not just make it about me or my business. Invite everybody else in to collaborate together. Plus, then now here we go. We have a whole network of referrals coming through.
Right. And I
So
absolutely love that idea when you said, like, to have other people that have businesses and do a combined home party and really work together. That's ultimately what it comes down to, and being genuine and all of that goodness. And I absolutely love that. That's super awesome. And yeah, you touched on a few other things that I'm like, yeah, check, check, check. They're on my list here. So I absolutely love it that yeah, that you brought up some of those. So really, Amanda touched a lot on different ways that you can utilize those Facebook, the LinkedIn, Instagram. They're kind of all the same because a lot of people, like I said, they're not so great at social media, and that's totally fine. So there's ways that you can even just use it to gather that information, then to move to belly, or you can stay making those connections online. There's multiple ways that you can take that. And ultimately, just remember, be you, be genuine, and actually care about the other person. Like that is so huge. Some other ones that speak to me are Facebook messaging. So like you touched on a little bit the Facebook Messenger. You know what? I love the voice clip too, because then people can actually hear your voice. They don't think that you're just, well, they know that you're not just copy and pasting, because nobody wants to just be copy and pasted to and just be that second thought, basically, is how I look at that, right? And when you're doing your emails, make it personal. Like, you know what? There is lots of like Chat GTP and all the things out there that we can use to help platform what we want to talk about, but make sure you are personalizing it. That is so important. And if it doesn't sound like you, and I love this thought also too, you hear it how many times, if you wouldn't talk to that person like that in the grocery store, why are you sending them a message like that? Because they're going to see right through it. And that really shows your character. So that is something that we have to really remember when we are making those other type of connections too. So some other ones too is the virtual networking, webinars, Zooms, like we're doing right now, the online meetups you touched on, Amanda. And like I said, I know you use that when we travel and all of that. And same thing with BNI. A lot of people don't realize that it's not just even just in your area, it's all over the world. Like there is hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that you can connect with. And that is just mind blowing. And I didn't realize like I said, till I started back in September, that this was all at our fingertips. And they all want to learn about you, and it's fun. It's actually so much fun. The first few times I was a little bit nervous, I'm not gonna lie. Like we are when we're doing, you touched on this too, when we're doing something new, because we're scared of the unknown. We don't really know. So it can be nerve-wracking and stuff, but ultimately when you get your toes in there and you feel it out and just be yourself, and you will absolutely love it. Another one is collaborating projects. So working together. So again, you kind of touched on, Amanda, about like the home parties. To me, that's a working together on a project, right? So that's because you're both coming together for an actual purpose, a home party, and you are working together on networking and networking with the people there. You're there for like-minded reasons. You can can you think of a couple other things off the top of your head, and maybe of some other projects that we could work together with?
So, for example, I'm just going to be using these as examples. I was invited because we're in the health and wellness space. Somebody was launching their new fitness app and asked if I would collaborate with them just to, like fill the space, make it exciting, make it interesting, where I could come in and actually share what I do for business, highlight some of my products that work well with her fitness app, and then also could do like a giveaway so somebody
Mhm.
could be made to feel, really good and try something. So that is her promoting, filling in some of the spaces with my stuff. And I get the opportunity, and I'm so grateful for it, to go in there and share what I do. Plus, somebody gets to share and try one of the products that I believe in, that like wholeheartedly, that I know that somebody will fall in love with and love and will help them. So there's a
That's
collaboration.
another awesome,
Yeah.
awesome, great idea, right? Mentorship. So you share your experiences, right? That is, that's awesome because you have like-minded. And again, you really touched on that too with the Facebook groups. Don't just go join something that you have no interest in. Like I love to camp. If you don't love camping, do not go enter those groups and just verbal diarrhea and all the things. That no, that's the no. We don't do that, right? So we're going to summarize some of these key things that we're talking about. Now, first one, and genuine, authentic. That is so huge. You guys just, just be you. I seriously cannot stress that enough. I think we sometimes feel so much pressure, and are we saying the right things? Are we doing this? No, you know what? Just be you. You got this. Believe in yourself. You got it. Active listening. Amanda talked about this multiple times through when she was speaking. It is it's crazy. Now, this kind of falls into when people cut you off when you're talking, right? Because we get excited. We get excited about our products, we get excited about our services, and we're just, blah, 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 and then someone might ask us a question, and then we cut them off because we're talking about something else, or they're talking. And I'm going to say, okay, oh, my phone's going off. Oh, I just got to quickly check this. No, don't do that. Don't do that, right? Find common ground. And again, that's comes back to the similarities, right? How easy is it to have a conversation with Amanda with those, let's say, for instance, your volleyball moms, right?
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
crazy. And then they might start talking about, I know you're in the health and wellness industry, and they might talk about, oh, this person they know deals with stomach problems. You're like, okay. And you weren't even talking about your product. They didn't even know that that was something, but you're like, you know what? I have someone you need to talk to. They deal with this, they use my products, and they've had great success. You've already built that platform with them by having that friendship, that connection, because you've built that. You have or similarities. You see each other on a daily, well,
Yeah.
with you as a daily
Yeah.
basis, but you built that, right? You could have went to them right off the start and be like, hey, you need to purchase my products. These are so good. They're so amazing. They're gonna be like, who's this crazy lady? Right.
Yes.
And we do see that. We do see that. And
Yes.
be present. That kind of to me also is linked in with the active listening, because you can really tell when someone is not really engaging in that conversation. And I don't like that. And that doesn't really make anybody feel good, right? Offer a value. I think, Amanda, you can agree with too. Like, this is something that is huge. If you come to them, again, we're going to say, buy my products. Okay, great. There's so many products out on the market. But if you come to them and you're actively listening, you're hearing what they have to say, you come with a solution and you offer a value to them of how this could help them in their life, or maybe their grandma or something like that. That is huge. That is, and then again, that loops to being authentic, right? It's a circle. Follow up. Amanda, give us a quick little thing. How important is follow up?
So following up is probably one of the most important things in business, and it doesn't
Mhm.
even have to be again specific to the business or specific to whatever you're trying to sell. Just following up with people, and it could be as simple as like, hey, I really enjoyed seeing you at the home party. I loved your story, and thank you for letting me know a little bit about what you do, and literally just asking them to stay in touch. Or on a business aspect of it, you do have that customer that is now using your services in business. It is important to always, and there will be different time limits or time frames. And again, I can use this specific to the aesthetics. It doesn't have to be product related. With somebody who has a new client, after they've had their service, just double checking if they're still happy with their services, if they're using what they need to extend the longevity in the life of their service, and just, just checking in. It was really nice to meet you. I love the conversation that we had about this, this, and this. That shows reflective listening and active listening. And then just being genuine that you care about the fact that they came to you to get a service or a product and how it's going. And we have like aftercare within our industry, and just, double checking about the aftercare. If there's anything I can help with, I'm still here. It really makes them feel like they are a valued friend, person in business, or somebody who's using products. They feel valued.
Yeah. Yeah. And then that flows into our, the other point that I want to quickly touch on is respectful and being empathetic. So let's say one of your friends is going through, a rough little patch, and they're struggling with some things. And, be a good person, reach out to them. And to me, this, like, it falls into so many of these steps too, that you're actually caring about them. You know what? Give them some love, and they will remember that, right? And you will be the one of the first people, if they're talking to someone, they're like, oh my goodness, you have to talk to my friend. She's got the kindest heart. She's got great products. She's got awesome services. She's really there because she truly cares. And to me, there is nothing more important than that, right? So just showing up and keeping in touch, following up with them, giving little happy birthdays. Who doesn't love those messages, right? So those are just true connections that I think sometimes we forget about, but it really can bring a smile to someone's face, and it goes so much further than there, right? So now I would like to quickly chat about is Amanda was talking a little bit about the active listening. So I really think my challenge to you guys is play a little active listening challenge with some of your coworkers, because you can implement any of these things in personal life, business life, or if you're an employee out there, you're just starting out, and there's honestly, you will be a rock star employee if you learn some of these key things, and you can use it in customer service. Like, the list goes on and on. So anyways, try the active listening. Do a little role play, like Amanda talking and you're playing on your phone, and vice versa. And then really talk about how that makes you feel, right? Or constantly be cutting that person off. And then you'll actually be that much more conscious the next time, right? Of how that's like just the ick factor, the grossness. We don't want to be that, right? So the other challenge I want to give you guys. So two, try that active listening and be aware of it. The other challenge is go put yourself in a new group. Now, if that's an online group, great. If that's an in-person one, Amanda gave a great option, that meetup, right? And if you guys want more information, reach out to Amanda or myself, and we'd love to even have more training going forward with you guys on some of those ideas, some of those aspects that we've really implemented. So, like I said, get back to either one of us, and we would love to share some more ideas and what really more in depth what has worked for us, because we kind of just touched on like the skims of it all, because we both respect your guys' time and we know that we all have busy lives. And yeah, I think we would both love to share how those have worked for us. So I want to thank you, Amanda, again for coming here, sharing your beautiful knowledge, because you got so much goodness to share to the world. And like I said, this is the first time you guys have heard from her. She will be coming on about many more things because, yeah, just she's just full of good knowledge. So, like I said, reach out, ask questions. And if you guys also have some other tips, because we're going to be doing more of these going forward. So if you have certain tips that you have questions on, also reach out to us about that, because maybe it's a topic that we think that might just be common knowledge, that sort of thing. But you would be surprised of how many people might also be wondering about that. Or if they want more in-depth training on social media or different things. We know a lot of people that we could also bring on as guest speakers and that sort of thing to bring that type of value to you guys. So thank you again. And I hope you
Thank
guys
you
all
so
have a
much for
wonderful.
having me.
Oh, thanks, Amanda. You're very much, like I said, just make me all warm and happy and all the goodness. So
Thank you.
thank you.